Welcome back to the Joust About Careers podcast, where you can learn about careers from the people who are actually doing the work every day. I'm your host, Brian Brott, and this week's highlights feature Ryan Harmon, a 2002 Van Buren graduate who is a critical care transport and ER nurse and also a paramedic who is currently studying to become a nurse practitioner. The highlights focus on how a typical day looks for Ryan, how his experiences led him to where he is today, life as a flight nurse, and how certifications have advanced his career. If you want to learn more about Ryan's career journey, you can always watch or listen to his full interview, and if you find this podcast useful, please share it with someone else who could benefit from it. Enjoy the highlights, and I'll see you back here next week for a brand new episode.
As an ER nurse, it's, just kind of doing, heck, it can be anything daily. That comes in, and, for the last few months, I've been over at Cincinnati Children's as an ER nurse, and really here the last few months, been, significantly busy with, kids, the illness, everything going back to school in between, just respiratory illness, and then a lot of the mental health issues that go on with kids. And so, normally, it's 12-hour shifts that we work for the ER. And, there's so many varieties of shifts that you can work, day shifts, mid shifts, night shifts. But normally for like the ER, they're 12-hour shifts. But it's just kind of that you come in, you get your assignment, and you go about the day. And it can be a variety of things. And sometimes we kind of say that there's a topic or a complaint for the day, because it seems like that is what is the majority of the complaint, whether it's abdominal pain for that day, or whether it's difficulty breathing, or sometimes it with kids it could be just foreign bodies in the nose, some things like that. So it's kind of the daily thing. It's never the same, really. So I knew, I was thinking back to your class. I think this was one of the first few years that you were there, and we had to do a project for what we wanted to be. And I think back then I wanted to be do computer animation. Of course that changed over the years. And my junior year decided to, junior going into senior year, decided to go into the Navy. I had a lot of guys that I looked up to that had, actually graduated Van Buren as well, went into the Navy, and I primarily wanted to do, firefighting and, work for the Findlay Fire Department. And so I did my time in the military to get the experience, kind of the resume building, that looks good for, future careers. And then got out and started my EMT basic. And, because at the time, the city wasn't hiring. And so again, things to build your resume with, and then really got into that and just found out that I enjoy the medical side of it a lot more than I did, kind of like the firefighting aspects. And of course, starting with the EMT basic and really working my way up to, being a paramedic, and getting a lot of experience there. And I've always kind of learned just to continually learn, find something new to learn, whether it's, education, certifications, and then becoming a paramedic. There's a lot of cities that you also have to be a firefighter. So that's a requirement. And so then I went and, got my, professional firefighter. And so I worked for a few cities that, doing both the firefighting and the paramedic, and, still really, felt that I enjoyed the medical side of it more. And so got into doing critical care transport. And that's usually where you're working with a nurse and an EMT. These are the super sick patients. and really made a lot of connections with, a lot of those people that I worked with. And a lot of them had been paramedics before, and, pushed to, further my education. And I started, then started flying as a paramedic. I know it's really kind of a long road. And, a lot of them told me, he's like, hey, go do your nursing. We do the same job. I just get paid more, and so that's really what pushed me to do my nursing was, while it's kind of the same job and, requirements, it just ultimately you make more. And so being able to kind of still do both jobs. And so that helps, so I did my nursing, got my experience, worked as a nurse in the ER, then went back and flew. And so it was really nice, is because having the understanding of both sides of, both nurse and paramedic, because that's normally the combination you see a lot of helicopters fly with. It's either nurse or it's nurse paramedic. And the kind of reason behind that is paramedics bring a lot of the pre-hospital experience and knowledge, like the 911s, the scenes, the car accidents, whereas, a nurse brings the hospital kind of stuff, the different medications and the different equipment that you kind of see. Right. And, so been doing that for several years, and, finally decided it's time to work on my nurse practitioner, so it's one of those things of never stop learning. I mean, it's kind of a mixture. I mean, so I worked for Mercy Life Flight up there, and so I was between Toledo and Bluffton, and both those bases are a little bit different. Bluffton, you don't have. I think they may have a truck now, but a lot of places now are kind of going to having an ambulance and a truck, because weather comes in and stuff like that. And days are different. Some places do 12-hour shifts, some places do 24-hour shifts. I mean, so anywhere from working just 2 days a week to working 3 days a week. And so I mean, it's really like a combination of busyness. So like when I was in Toledo, we did more ground transports because everything is so close. And you could do anywhere from 3 to 4 trips within 24 hours. The most I've done in 24 hours, I've done 6 flights in 24 hours, and you're kind of really really working, because it's not just the flying part, it's all the paperwork that you have to do, the charting, all of restocking equipment, cleaning up. So there's a lot more that goes into it. It's usually several hours that you may have a 10 minutes with that patient, if you're that close to the hospital, but then you have an hour of charting, another hour of cleaning up. So right. But it's really hit or miss. Some bases are busy. Most they can range anywhere from 30 flights a month to some bases are 60 flights a month. So they've all had their their value, and a lot of them it can get you extra money too, doing the certifications and having that background. But I mean, it helps. Like the emergency room one helps because it's a lot of self-study, and pulling from experience and knowledge to take the test and then pass. And the same kind of goes for like the transport and the flight a lot. And then a lot of them too are required for those positions. Like you get into flight nursing, and they require you to have, they call it an advanced certification within so many years of being hired. It just kind of, it's like an accreditation requirement, for them. And it's really a way of proving that, hey, our people are experienced. Our people know what they're doing, and here, look at all their certifications. This is a way to look at it.
Thank you for making the Joust About Careers podcast part of your day. I hope you learned valuable information from this career story. And to be sure you don't miss upcoming episodes, please click subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform so you'll know when the next episode is released. Thank you for spending a portion of your day with me. And as always, come back next week to learn even more just about careers.